we feeling good? It's episode 23, everybody, and welcome to the Worst Talk Show. I'm your excellent co-host, Angie C. That is my co-host, handsome boyfriend Dave.
With the cutest little elf.
I'm kind of an elf today.
Little puddin' tater.
Little puddin' tater. It's like a puddin'-filled potato. How's everybody doing tonight? We're very happy to be here. I know we've got some people jumping on and likes are already happening. Jerk Joe Burke and Holly Cantor are on it. They're here already.
Welcome, guys.
We've written into the script. We're not really scripted, but we do have a little list of things we like to talk about. Mike Maloney, that's no baloney. So in our little notes is spoiler alert section for Mandalorian. Make sure you tell Holly and anybody else who isn't caught up to cover their ears and their eyes for 2 minutes while we talk about that.
Nikki T in the place to be.
What up, Nikki T? Nikki, did we tell you we loved your Christmas card and totally forgot to mention it on the show? So I'm sorry about that.
Thank you, hon.
Anybody who actually was able to put Christmas cards in the mail this year, congratulations.
Sam Avola is on.
Hey, Sam, we're going to ask you about that pizza you posted, the Leviathan. I have questions, so if you can stick around in the food section towards the end of the show, I would love to talk a little bit about pizza.
And the new place.
Yeah, which I think is probably a very familiar pizza place in Salem that keeps changing names, but I'm just guessing on that. Bob Tarasi, hello. Welcome, one and all. Lots to get to this evening. We also just wanted to let you know a little bit of housekeeping, if you will.
Housekeeping.
We are going to be taking the week of Christmas and the week of New Year's off.
Yes. We're going on hiatus.
Yeah, just a 2-week hiatus, and when we come back, the plan is to get on Zoom as soon as possible and have you guys all jump on Zoom with us and do the comments, and we will simulcast the stream on Facebook and YouTube. So nothing will change if you want to stay on Facebook to watch it and text. That's totally fine. But we'll be able to have guests and do pre-produced segments on Zoom. So that's where we're gonna be broadcasting from.
What can I say, Joe Burke? We're slackers.
Oh, Nikki T was working at once last week.
Sorry.
I've noticed JJ's posts and you know them sort of getting rid of couches and chairs and lights, and it's all very sad, and we hope it comes back sooner than later. Joe Burke not happy that we're taking 2 weeks off. Maybe we'll just do a little quick hello.
How dare you, he says.
Brother Tom Dow is in the house. Casey Riddles is here.
Welcome, guys.
Welcome,
good to see you.
one
Good
and
to
all.
see you.
Didn't you just see Tom like minutes ago?
Oh, man. I can't shake this kid.
Well, he is your little bother. Oh, did I say that?
He's my favorite brother.
No, he's the best. He's my favorite brother. I hope my brothers aren't watching. So we wanted to jump right into, we had the greatest like old Hollywood weekend. So we wanted to talk about that. If you haven't heard yet, on Netflix, there is a brand new movie starring Gary Oldman, and it's called Mank. And Mank is short for Mankiewicz, as in Herman Mankiewicz, who wrote Citizen Kane.
The screenplay for Citizen Kane.
Arguably the greatest American movie ever made.
Yeah.
Some say the greatest movie ever made, bar none. I did minor in film. It was pretty high up on there.
So here's the thing, okay? We're always looking for stuff to watch.
Obviously.
Because we want to be able to tell you guys about it. And we saw the previews for Mank.
And let's be honest, Dave was kind of like, I'm not sure. And so I had to sweeten the pot a little. And I was like, no, it's going to be great. This is the guy that wrote Citizen Kane. So we were texting back and forth. And you said...
What I said was, you know, to be honest, I've never sat and watched Citizen Kane.
And I'm sure you're not alone.
I was kind of proud, in a way.
That you had never seen it?
In a way.
Yeah. So we decided to watch Citizen Kane Friday night, and then we watched Mank Saturday night. Holy crap, this movie is amazing.
Guys.
Amazing.
Now, Herman Mankiewicz was an old-timey Hollywood writer. Mm-hmm. You know, they used to all sit around and just try to hatch these terrible These terrible movie plots.
Well, all of these writers, when Hollywood was first new, they were pulling playwrights. They were pulling, well-established writers.
Yeah.
To come and write for Hollywood. It's not exactly like that these days. Hey,
Right.
Dan Shaw. So it's in black and white. It's so
okay,
beautifully shot.
David Fincher directed it.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the movie Mank's screenplay was written by
David Fincher's dad.
Okay.
How do you like them apples?
So there you go. It's called, is that called Synergy?
Yes, and the movie is shot so there at certain points there's a little circle up in the corner.
The little cigarette burn up in the corner.
It looks like a cigarette burn. What that is was a cue for the projectionist to change the reel.
Right.
In the movie. So, I mean, you really do get immersed in this old Hollywood feel.
Yeah.
And the writing, the dialogue...
is
It's unbelievable.
Now, Herman Mankiewicz once said, did he say that it was the best work he ever did?
Yes.
Okay, I will tell you this. Gary Oldman's been in a million movies, and he's known as a great actor. This might be the best thing I've ever seen him do. Okay?
It's up there.
It is amazing. So smart.
Yeah. And, Mank as a character is such a rich character to play. He's
kind
a
of
drunk.
tragic. He's a
drunk.
horrible fall down drunk.
But when he was on, and he had a quip that could kill you, like cut you like a knife.
It was unbelievable.
And William Randolph Hearst, which is who Citizen Kane is loosely based on, because
not so loosely.
William Randolph Hearst built this enormous castle to, basically for he and his mistress to hang out in.
The thing is he had at one point he was pretty much like the most powerful man in America.
Yeah, he owned all the newspapers, which means he owned the news, and he could make or break anyone. This is
pre-television.
So the parties that he would have were legendary, and at the minute he met Herman Mankiewicz, he wanted him at the parties. So Mank had all this sort of backstory, and so it was perfect for him to write this movie because Orson Welles hated him. And he was like, can you write this movie for me? Also, we're not going to let anybody know that you wrote it because it was so scandalous at the time, and nobody wanted to get in trouble.
The thing is that Mank was kind of down on his luck because he was a really bad alcoholic.
And he was in a car accident.
So he had a broken leg. He was laid up, and Wells has him like sequestered in the desert, okay, with a nurse to take care of him.
Right, we don't want to give away too much.
I've given too much away. I'm tired of this, people. I'm tired of it.
Let's just
I'm gonna give you a chicken wing.
Casey Riddles, it's better than Gary Oldman's work in The Fifth Element.
Yes.
For sure.
Right. It's better than him in True Romance as Drexel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, just want to say hi to Vicky is here. Dan Shaw is here as well. Alex Knight. Hello to all.
Guys, watch
Mank. And then watch it again and watch it with...
Guys, with the subtitles on so you can read what they're saying.
Because
what they're saying is
fast
awesome.
And furious.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
And it's a great cast, too.
And hey, Donna Peterson. Hi, Sunshine. I've been obsessed with going to visit the Hearst Castle, and this is just
San Simeon?
This is just fanned a bigger flame to do that. I love all old Hollywood stories. I actually went and swam in Marion Davies' pool. So Marion Davies had her own property as well. She was the mistress of William Randolph Hearst. And the end of his days, he actually lived with her in this little house on the beach in Santa Monica. Now, the house isn't there anymore, but the guest house is, and the pool they have lovingly restored, and it's part of I think it's called the Annenberg
Trust
Community Center or something. So on Sundays, you can go swim there, at least when I lived in LA, you could go swim there for $3.
Okay, that's enough about Citizen Kane.
No, listen, this is important. So I swam in the same pool as all the people that were at those parties. Charlie Chaplin, Errol Flynn. I'm obsessed with that stuff, so please, 5 stars for Mank, absolutely.
Unreal.
Yeah,
gotta watch
really
it, guys.
Good. Maybe we should give it 5 Grogus.
Best thing we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, fantastic.
Really. Oscar worthy.
Yeah. Do yourself a favor. He will absolutely be nominated for an Oscar.
I can't imagine that Gary Oldman won't be in the running.
Yeah. Casey Riddles wants to know if I cannonballed in the pool.
No, she didn't, Casey, but she did pee in the pool.
I did not. I did not.
Can we move along, please?
Fine.
Oh.
Fine, we can move along.
And I'm the one who gives too much away.
We just love it. Please watch it. So from there, we did have some business to take care of later Saturday night. We were asked to preview a movie that's actually coming out this Friday.
Because we are tastemakers.
Yes, we are. Michael Maloney Dave channeling Eddie Griswold. Oh, he is absolutely Cousin Eddie.
Hold on.
Yep. It is full. I didn't swear. Get that? Jim Pericotti, it was an OOL before Angie got in it.
Before
Nice.
Angie put the P in it, right.
I put the P in pool.
Very cool.
Thank you,
Manicotti.
Jim Pericotti. Very quick. So we got to watch an early screening of the movie Freaky.
Now stop. Freaky. It's a play on Freaky Friday. Okay?
Or Parent Trap, if
Right.
you will.
Freaky Friday. Yeah, Parent Trap, Freaky Friday, Freaky.
It's a body-switching movie. It's a comedy and also a very, very gross horror movie.
It's a horror movie and a comedy. It's a horror comedy. Okay? Vince Vaughn.
It's a horror-omedy.
Vince Vaughn stars as a serial killer who tries to kill this teenage girl.
And he accidentally gets his hands on a ceremonious mystical knife,
Right,
as one
from
does.
The Aztecs or the Incas or the whoever, the
Doesn't
Mayans.
matter.
Okay? And
Just a plot device.
It was Friday the 13th. He tried stabbing her. He didn't kill her. So their souls got swapped.
So suddenly he's in the body of a 16-year-old high school girl who's also like the team mascot.
Right.
Not exactly a cheerleader, kind of a loser.
Yeah.
So, Vince Vaughn is walking around like he's
And
got a teenage girl inside
And
him.
she, is in him. So Vince Vaughn acts like a teenage girl. Which is, you know what?
He did a great job.
I like it.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
He did a great job. If you guys are horror fans, which I'm not usually at all, the gory deaths are kind of spectacular.
Oh, yeah, there's a couple bad ones.
The one with the tennis
best
racket.
one. That was a good one.
Yeah.
But wait. Alan Ruck, who plays
Cameron Fry
from
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
He plays a teacher who doesn't like the young girl.
Oh, he's a total
He's
I
a
mean, seriously, Cameron grew up to be a
Really?
And
okay.
the best thing
He's
is
a shop teacher.
Yeah, his death is
Oh my lord!
Best on-screen death I've seen in quite
As a
some
carpenter,
time.
it's really a nightmare.
All right, but no more spoilers about that because people do want to watch it.
It was fun. It's worth a little. It's worth a look.
It's a good fun time. You don't have to put too much brain
power.
Yeah,
exactly. It's light fare. It's snack food.
Yeah.
Junk food.
It is gory, so maybe not for the
now
for the children.
Keeping the we go from Vince Vaughn to Vin Diesel.
Okay.
Now, the weirdest thing is, Angie is like fixated on like all these witch shows. Okay? So.
Duh!
Right? She's from Salem, yada, yada, yada. Okay?
I'm a descendant of Rebecca Nurse.
Yeah. Descendant is right.
I am.
So, anyhow, there's a movie called The Last Witch Hunter.
Not to be confused with Witch Hunter.
Which was
The
Witcher.
show on Netflix.
Witcher. Look, The Last Witch Hunter stars Vin Diesel. Okay?
Let me just break for one moment. Nicole Smolenyak, not only does she love all of our recommendations, her and her hubby watched Wayne and loved it. Yay! Okay, you may resume.
All right, excellent. It's nice to get somebody who listens to us. However, Nicole might be like a little, what do you call that? Misguided, but...
What are you talking about?
Well, she is listening to us. I mean, we have to talk about her life choices.
Oh, listen, that's not true.
So anyhow, moving right along.
Vin Diesel.
The
Last Witch Hunter.
And, the thespian that is Vin Diesel, you take him and you put him in like a primordial kind of like a medieval or even pre-medieval, role where it's like like runes, rune stones and all that stuff. So he's a witch hunter, bada bing, bada boom.
Well, here's the fun funny thing. I love Vin Diesel. He gets a little jealous that I love Vin Diesel. So normally when Vin Diesel movies pop up, like the one we watched last weekend.
Now this is the thing. Now this is what I'm saying. We watched Bloodshot last week, and it wasn't that bad.
So I come home and he's already knee deep in
I'm
the
watching.
Last Witch
I'm
Hunter
like, hey, what's on?
with Vin Diesel, and
Well, here's a movie with Vin Diesel. It's
it was almost like I caught him in bed with Vin, and they weren't gonna let me come to the party.
So anyhow, Vin Diesel, Michael Caine stars as his almost like his
Handler.
his Albert.
It's
What's
his
what's
cosmic handler.
What's Bruce Wayne's butler?
Alfred.
Alfred.
Yeah.
He's kind of like his Alfred. You know,
Yes.
like so.
I didn't know you could do Michael Caine.
It's very bad. We're working on it. We're working on it. So.
Again, we don't have to give the plot away.
No, we're not. But Vin Diesel is immortal.
Yeah.
Because of a curse.
Yeah, by a witch.
And who else stars in it as a witch?
Oh, Rose Leslie, who plays Ygritte on Game of Thrones.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Speaking of Game of Thrones, we forgot to mention that Daddy What's-His-Face from Game of Thrones plays William Randolph Hearst.
Right.
In,
Yes, the Tywin Lannister.
Tywin Lannister.
Charles Dance.
Yeah.
Who is
so fabulous to watch on screen.
Did Charles Dance pass away recently?
I don't think so, but we could fact check that.
I don't know. He's...
Tachi, can we fact check that?
Yeah, can we get that?
I don't think he's dead.
Okay.
I don't.
Well, he's great.
So it really wasn't bad at all. It was surprisingly
I
not
didn't
bad.
mind it at all.
Yeah.
And
even with Elijah Wood in it, who thankfully is not in it for that long.
Yeah, Elijah Wood. Yeah. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And his hobbit ears.
Hey, Lauren. Nikki C says that both Siskel and Ebert are both rolling over in their graves right now.
Listen, they can't...
Why you gotta bring the party down, Nikki?
They can't all be Citizen Kane, bro.
No,
You know what I mean?
No, they cannot.
Right.
It's some more good light fare, if you will. I think we want to, at this point, Holly and anybody else, this is your time to step away or, maybe go get a snack. Because we're going to talk about last week's episode of The Mandalorian. So
Okay,
if you are not caught up...
After The Mandalorian, are we going to talk about Elf?
Yes, then we will talk more movies.
All right.
We will talk more movies. But I just want to get this over with quickly. So could y'all just leave for a minute? Or ears and eyes, because you don't want to read the comments either. But we're going to talk Mandalorian this past episode. Good. Holly's going to go run and make herself a smoothie or something. Without further ado, this week's episode of Mandalorian.
Listen, before we get there, my brother Tom was like, yeah, you guys seem to be really excited about this episode of Mandalorian. What's the big deal? And I was like, you saw it, right? And he's like, yeah, but you guys were acting like it was like a big surprise or something.
You
and
don't
I was
understand. We were vindicated. Being OG Star Wars fans and being the biggest Boba Fett fans.
That's how we met.
Oh
Boba Fett brought us together.
Literally. I know we've told the story a million times, but he is part of our relationship.
He's our matchmaker.
And the fact that we are vindicated, we knew that he survived the Sarlacc pit. It's in the canon, but it had never been brought up. And all these movies that came, The Force Awakens et al., we thought for sure there'd be some sort of mention. And then when they started The Mandalorian, we were like, well, this is it. We got to see Boba. And we had to wait until the second to last episode to hear the spurs. So we knew he was coming back. We knew the actor that plays him, the Maori actor whose name I can't remember.
Temuera
from
Morrison.
Once for Warriors. We knew he was coming back. But not only did he come back in a big way, he put the suit on! He got his armor back. I legit cried. Twice.
She did. Hey, Ming-Na Wen came back. She reprised her role from the first season.
And she's such a kick-ass woman.
I'm sorry.
And how old is she?
57 years old. Now, listen, I think it is kind of a stereotype that, like, Asian women, Chinese women in particular, kind of age really well. You know?
It is a stereotype, and you should not say that again.
Well, I'm just saying that she's
Ming,
impressive.
Ming is in such good shape. She's such a badass, and she's now hooked up with Boba Fett. And all three of them are together because Mando lost his ship, and they are all in Slave One together. Like, I was going out of my mind.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Also, the Dark Troopers came into the picture.
And if anybody was a fan of one of the video games, right, where the
Dark
Troopers had
Forces
shown up, I mean, it really just did. It was the biggest love letter to the nerdiest of fans on all levels.
The name of the episode is called The Tragedy, though, because
he loses the ship.
No.
Why?
What else happens?
Grogu gets kidnapped. Our
Grogu
little baby gets kidnapped.
Gets kidnapped.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we're going to say about that.
So that's all we're going to say. But I've never been, I really feel like it has come full circle.
Thank you, Casey.
Full circle.
Talk about burying the lead.
Fett love rule.
Listen, ships.
Well, we knew that
Ships can be replaced.
we knew that something was going to happen
And so
again
can
to
ships.
Grogu because we need to push the plot forward, and there needs to be another adventure now that he's got him to the Jedi Temple. All right, if somebody could go and tell Holly Cantor she can come back,
And not
now.
just anybody. All right, it's okay. It's safe to come back. It's safe to come back.
We are spoiler free. Come back.
I think we should use Grogu as the spoiler warning. When he's on the screen, watch out. We take him off, it's safe.
That would involve pre-planning. Not our strong suit.
Listen, ideas come to me
and then
after
they
the
go.
fact. Yeah.
We're just very happy. And
okay.
If you have not watched Mandalorian, please do it and do it fast. Hey,
Don't
Sarah.
go too fast. Don't go too fast.
I'm not going too fast. We, Kendall and I sort of cheated on Dave yesterday because we did talk about watching a specific holiday movie that is new, that is on Hulu.
We cis fellas don't really get some of this stuff. I don't know.
It's supposed to be a classic Christmas movie, but with an LGBTQ.
Right. It's Guess Who's Coming to Dinner.
Yeah.
With
absolutely.
lesbians.
Yeah. So it stars Kristen Stewart, Mackenzie Davis, and
with a very distracting wig on.
Yeah, terrible wig. And it was cute. I didn't love it.
It was okay.
Cute. The best part about it, Dan Levy is in it.
Dan Levy's in it, and
every scene he's in, he just chews up, and I just love watching him.
Yeah.
But all in all, I would say it's like a good Sunday afternoon. I'm not really doing anything, and I want to just watch something, whatever.
Not as derivative as, say, a Hallmark,
It's not
movie of the week or whatever.
It's not a lifetime Christmas movie starring Tori Spelling.
Right. Okay.
It's definitely better than that. Hey, Becky Ross. So speaking of Christmas movies,
right?
We have decked the house out. If we could just quickly
you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it.
If we can do it. If you look up, there's our Christmas tree, and that is Yoda with his lightsaber on the top of our Christmas tree. So that's where we are. And I just wanted to get back to where we were. Is that good?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. We'll just D-to-D. D-to-D.
Okay. So anyhow,
we had
Christmas movies.
We have Christmased up the living room and the house. And Dave wasn't feeling the spirit. And it happens.
Listen,
not everybody loves...
I love Christmas, but there's a lot of baggage,
Yeah, there's a lot of things that go through. Oh, everybody loves the Yoda top tree. It is sort of the greatest thing ever. Unless we're going to put Grogu on the tree. But I sort of love
So
Yoda
now,
on the tree.
the point being, we're thinking about Christmas movies.
Well, and he was being a little Scroogey, and so Kendall and I were mentioning Elf, and Dave says, I don't think I've seen Elf.
All the way through.
I've definitely not seen Elf all the way through. I'm even wearing my my Star Wars Christmas shirt, by the way.
I'm a big fan of Will Ferrell. I think he's hilarious. But
Will Ferrell should have won an Oscar for this movie. And it is a true Christmas classic that goes down with A Christmas Story and Ralphie as something that is not from the 50s or the 60s or the 70s that will remain long
it's
after
a
we're
modern
gone.
classic, we'll say. Okay,
absolutely.
I have to admit. Now, what brought that on? But we watched the making of it.
That's right. So there's a series on Netflix called, well, it's
The
about,
Blank That Made Us.
Yeah. So the first season, I think, were the toys that made us, and we watched the Star Wars toys episode because, of course, we did. Well, they have now the Christmas movies that made us, and they're talking about Nightmare Before Christmas, but the first one was Elf. So that's what we were watching, and seeing all the inside baseball.
It was great. Like
was fantastic.
The making of Elf and how it came about was really interesting.
Yeah. It was Jon Favreau's first film, and
as a director,
the guy who wrote it, he had never. I mean, they were all first timers.
Didn't Jon Favreau write and direct Swingers?
I don't.
He did.
This was his first.
That was his baby.
Yeah, but that was an independent film.
Yeah, this is like
so
his
this
first
was his
one
first
for the
major feature film.
Yeah.
So there was lots of cool stuff, and then then he was like, "Yeah, I don't think I've actually seen it the whole way through." And Kendall and I almost passed out.
Well, the thing is
that's it. We're watching it.
Jon Favreau. If you guys know anything about anything, he is the best thing that happened to Star Wars since like Darth Vader.
Well, it's him and what's his
Dave
name?
Filoni.
Dave Filoni.
Yeah.
I mean, the marriage there is perfect.
But he's the driving force. He created The Mandalorian. Jon Favreau did.
And let's be honest, Elf, yeah, the ending is definitely hokey. But it's also kind of like...
It's sweet. It's good-natured.
Yeah, when the sleigh goes over Jimmy Kahn's head and up, you get a little emotional. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. James Caan's in it as Buddy's dad. Bob Newhart is in it as his... adoptive elf dad.
Yeah.
Right? Bob Newhart. And Ed Asner as Santa. So.
And the music, Louis Prima. Like,
and not for nothing, I have to admit, Zooey Deschanel.
Lovely.
I love her voice.
Well, she's got a great voice.
It's
she and
beautiful.
Him, right? Yeah. Great
her voice is just.
I mean, she's singing the rapey song.
Syrupy.
We don't love it, but that's okay. We're willing to look the other way for that.
I love that song.
I will say this. Things don't really get cooking in the hilarity box, if you will, until he gets to New York. When he starts going crazy and eating the gum off the, off the railing.
Yeah, like off the subway railing and stuff.
The scene that, hey, Mark Hamilton's here.
I know him!
The scene, oh my God, I know him! The scene that gets me every time, and I laugh until I cry and my belly hurts, is when Will Ferrell as Elf is trying to get on the escalator.
And he's never seen an escalator, and he doesn't know what to do.
And
he's not sure.
And this is where Will Ferrell's acting chops come in, because he is
physically
acting
awesome.
like a 6-year-old would act in the most beautiful and innocent way. And he keeps trying, and then he's like, goes away, and then he keeps trying, goes, and then when he puts his foot on there, and he ends up doing,
and he keeps one foot on the floor, and his other foot starts going up the escalator, and he does like a split.
I die. I die.
It's pretty. It's
Tammy,
cute.
you're in and you're out. That's totally fine. I love you. I'm sure you're going to watch
Thanks.
the doc. We love you.
West Coast time. I know you got other stuff to do.
The escalator scene always kills me. That's it. I mean, I love all the other lines. Is there sugar and syrup? Then yes. What's a Christmas gram? I want one. I mean, there's a million lines and they're all great, but that escalator scene kills me.
It's got a great cast.
Yeah, it really does. So what do you think? And the other great line is when they're pitching storyboard ideas in the publishing company to James Caan, and Kyle G says, "It's a tribe of asparagus children. Only they're
self-conscious about how their pee smells.
About the smell of their pee." When it kills me.
Yeah. Well, what did you
I just swore.
Wow. Tachi.
Edit fans, please bleep me out on that. Hey, Wendy. Glad you could join the show. So, what was your biggest takeaway from Elf? Because you didn't watch it the whole way through. You may have watched it a long time ago and you sort of blocked it out, but watching it from beginning to end.
No, it's a nice movie.
Would you also agree that it maybe put you a little more in the holiday spirit?
Possibly a little bit more in the holiday spirit.
Yeah.
You kind of forget how special that Will Ferrell really is. Because, I mean, back before this was made, I mean, he was an SNL person, and the only I mean, he was great on that.
Well, he was in Night at the Roxbury. He was in movies per se, but he never carried
Night at the Roxbury is not a winner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
he had a bit part in like Austin Powers, and he was hilarious. But this was him, and he's got like some chops. You're like, this guy can act.
And the casting's great. I didn't know, we found out in the behind the scenes that Wanda Sykes was originally supposed to be Faison Love's character. That's why if you notice, if you look close, Faison is wearing a Wanda name tag.
His name tag is Wanda.
And I never knew that that's what that was for. But he is so good in that. And when she's doing, when Zooey Deschanel is doing the curls, and he's like, 6 inches. She's like, that's impossible. 6 inches. I just love that.
Anyway, watch it, guys. It'll get you in the spirit. Now, staying in that vein, are we going to go to Christmas music?
We will eventually. We have a lot of local rocker shout-outs to talk about for music.
Okay.
Or would you rather do that first? And then
we have half a show left.
I understand that, but this is the kind of stuff that we should have talked out beforehand. So
no, I want to talk about it now in front of everyone.
This is the portion where we talk about music. And we have some local favorites to shout out. So the first one is Keith Smith, who you guys may remember.
That's right. Tyrion Lannister stars as the ringer writer for the children's books.
No. Oh, not Tywin Tyrion.
Right.
Yes. Oh, you're an angry elf. Call me elf one more time, my friend. He really is perfect in that movie. So, Keith Smith from Cobalt 60, later to be known as C60, he has a new band called Dead Star Cult. And
it's kind of cool.
Yeah,
sounding.
they've been releasing singles. So the second single just got released. It's called Always There. It's on all your music platforms, and I believe they're on Bandcamp now as well.
Okay.
If you miss 90s really heavy hard rock.
Yeah, but better. Like, it's really good.
It's very good.
It's super heavy.
Yeah, and his vocals
are
they come
awesome.
right out and grab you by the jugular.
It's like
great.
It's kind of like a cross, in my humble opinion, between like Corey Glover and Doug Pinnick from King's X. It's it's like low, raspy, rockin'.
Yeah, I mean, I've known Keith a long
time. Soulful, but
so it's just Keith to me, but yeah, I totally get that.
It's awesome, Keith.
If you don't know Keith Smith and you happen to look up his Wikipedia page, he also worked for Harmonix, and a lot of our friends did back in the 90s as well. But according to his Wikipedia page, he has also punched Billy Idol in the face for, I think, dissing Boston alternative music or just alternative music in general. I'll have to check on that. As well as getting a guitar lesson from Kurt Cobain in a motel, I think in Rhode Island. So his Wikipedia page is super fun. You should totally check it out. Again, the band is called Dead Star Cult, and it's on all the music platforms. And we will post the link tomorrow on this particular post. We also wanted to... Why isn't this showing up?
What?
I had a bunch of other stuff on here, and it's not on here. That's because I'm not... so I share my notes that I take in between my iPad and my phone. And if they're not on Wi-Fi, they don't sync up together. And it wasn't on Wi-Fi.
Yeah, some of my notes weren't in there.
I missed some of the things that we wanted to talk about. So let's just hope this comes together and resets. Yeah.
Otherwise, let's just wrap it up.
No, let's not. Just entertain the people. It's not coming up now. We wanted to talk about X Night. For those of you who attended with us,
Saturday night, Mikey G.
Mike Joshua does the first Saturday of every month is X Night. All the music that you grew up going to see at X Night at Axis. And it's Saturday nights on Twitch, and you can find him under, I think it's DJ Joshua, but he's always posting about it. It's great.
It makes me feel all
we saw Bob Tarasi. We definitely saw Bob. I also love that the people who used to work at Axis and X Night, the people who did the fog machine and the lights and security, they're all on there, and they're swapping stories and behind the scenes stuff, so that's pretty great too. So Linda Bean has a Garagecast. You guys all know and love Linda Bean.
Linder. Hello.
bass player extraordinaire. Too many bands to mention. All you need to do is type in Linda Bean. She has a Garagecast, so she's been doing, it's almost like a podcast, but it's music, and it's live from her garage. Well, I mean, she pre-records it.
Is it like one a week?
It might be. I'm not sure how often they happen, but I just caught this week's episode, and Corin Ashley joins Linda, and I don't have it in my notes because it didn't go through, and I'm so sorry about it. I can't.
So is that love? It's
who the
Squeeze.
keyboard player is now? But
oh
yeah. So they do Squeeze, Is That Love? And man, is that song an earworm anyway. It's still rattling in my brain right now. And it's like, the mother, I can't even get into it.
Yeah.
So great. Linda just has her rocker friends that are neighbors come over and play in the garage. It's wonderful. So definitely check
Linda's
out Garagecast.
Yeah, she's one of my favorite Linders.
Yeah, she is. She's one of my favorite Linders as well. Linda Bean, we love you. And so if we had more local stuff to shout out, it's on my iPad and I can't access it, but we will post the links to all of that as well. Mike Josh's X Night, Linda's Garagecast, and Keith Smith's new band for sure. Garagecast is super fun. Keyboard is Jimmy Lepler. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Holly. Perfect. And Sean O'Brien. Oh, I didn't even know you were on.
Welcome, Sean. I don't know.
We love you, Sean.
See,
he just popped on.
Popped on.
Yeah, Linda rules. We love it. It's just a nice little pick-me-up for your day.
Yeah. And they social distance.
Yes, they do. That is very true.
Mm-hmm.
So we did want to talk Christmas music because we did sort of start that. I don't know, how early in the season do you guys like dive into the Christmas music? We sort of started this weekend.
Okay, now wait a minute. I feel like
Hey, Mike Josh is here. Everybody
Hi,
say
Mike.
hi to Mike Josh. Mike, make sure you post a link in the comments, and I'll post it as well tomorrow, so they know. First Saturday of every month on Twitch. Hey, Lisa. What are you bringing up right now?
I'm looking up my notes because, I mean, is it just my stuff that didn't get updated?
No, it's my stuff too.
Okay, so here, let me just see. Gotta look, guys, because, this is gold.
This is compelling content.
All right? Listen.
We are professionals.
If I spend time ahead of the show, okay, doing, like, research or, like, planning anything out, God damn it, I'm going to use it.
Sure.
You just hold on.
By the way, these our pre-show meetings usually happen when I'm in one room and he's in the bathroom.
By the way, this says... My notes said that I gave Elf 2 thumbs up.
Thank you.
Or 4 out of 4 Santas.
Or 5 Grogus. 4 Grogus.
Out of 4 out of 5 Grogus? Okay.
Sure.
All right, so X Night, we got Mikey G.
At DJ Joshua
right?
on
We got
Twitch.
Episode 14 of Linda's Garagecast.
Yes.
With Corin doing
yes.
Squeeze.
Yes.
And Jim Lepler. Okay. We got Keith Smith with his new song. Okay.
Oh, Mike Gent!
Right.
That's what we were missing. Mike Gent of the Figs and the Gentlemen. He is doing a sort of Christmas office party performance Saturday, December 19th, and I will post the link to that as well.
The link will be posted.
Yeah. Gent's going to do some new music, some Christmas classics, and some oldies, not necessarily taking requests, but you never know. Sometimes he's in a good mood. So
hi, Lisa.
Do that. Hey, Lisa.
By the way, I don't want to say that I just saved the show's bacon.
You totally did.
But, wow, right? Johnny on the spot? I almost feel like Holly Cantor, like getting there and being there.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Well, let's just use your phone for the rest of the night. So
but I'm going to keep it over here with me.
No, I need to see
No,
it.
I need
Dave,
the power.
I am the captain of the ship. And you know that. I have to drive us. Because you get lost in a sea of movie descriptions. And I have to rein you back in and then go to the next topic.
Yeah, but I'm everything else. I'm like the albatross. I'm the the cabin boy.
You are my arm candy.
I'm the scurvy dog.
You are my
I'm up in the crow's nest.
Handsome side piece. You're up in the crow's nest?
Yes, I'm the bosun.
Okay.
Okay.
What's next?
So anyway, I have here.
We're talking music. So
right. So we
don't necessarily listen to things together, but should we do the Christmas music and then you can go into what you've been listening to?
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So I love, even though Phil Spector was a nightmare, and crazy as the day is long, his wall of sound, it was second to none, and all the Spector Christmas music is fantastic.
Ding dong ding.
Oh my god, all of it is so good. So I definitely listen to a lot of that. A lot of like Sinatra and Elvis. I'll Have a Blue Christmas. I can't live without it.
How about Nat King Cole's The Christmas Song?
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's one of the all-time, right? Okay, but for me, if we're going to pick, okay, if I could have no other Christmas music, okay, I couldn't have Johnny Mathis, I couldn't have Bing Crosby, or what is it, Andy Williams, okay, I couldn't have any of that. I would pick Vince Guaraldi Trio, okay?
We actually
Charlie Brown Christmas.
We have a full Charlie Brown Christmas, including the tree displayed over there, but I can't show it to you. For
me, it's just amazing. It actually gives me a physical reaction every time I hear it. Whether it's, Lucy and Linus, which generally, or Linus and Lucy, I always get it mixed up.
Italian Christmas Donkey.
I
want a hippopotamus for Christmas. That's
right.
One of my favorites.
All of those. I mean, Christmas wrapping. Hollis Queens.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Jim Pericotti agrees with you. Vince Guaraldi rules. Sam Avola all day long, Dave. All day long.
I can't help it. It's just, if I could play guitar like Eddie Van Halen or piano like Vince Guaraldi, I think I would pick Vince Guaraldi.
Wow, that's saying something.
Okay? It's magical. The jazz piano, it's understated. And it drips with feeling.
I think I took it for granted until I met you, and we revisited it together, and I would agree with you for sure. Nikki T says, Dave, you're 100% correct. CB Christmas is the best ever.
Yeah,
Charlie Brown.
It just smashes me in the heart.
Christmas time is here. It really does. It does tug at you. So by the way, I woke up this morning before Dave, and I could hear something. We're in bed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is that?
Not Christmas music.
He fell asleep with his headphones in.
But it was on purpose. Okay? I was listening to Apple Music Parliament Funkadelic Essentials on repeat and what do you call it? It mixes shuffle and repeat. Okay, guys, Parliament Funkadelic. Okay,
I'm sure they're all familiar.
If you aren't, give it a look, guys.
Get yourself to the record.
It is funked up with a capital F-U-N-K.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and my special pick of the week. Okay,
we're doing that now
for a song that I want you guys to listen to as homework, and you got to listen to it the whole way through. Okay,
is it just a song?
It's one song.
Okay,
it's the title track to the 1971 album Maggot Brain.
You heard it,
guys.
Hey, JR.
It's Funkadelic doing an instrumental. It's guitar solos that are reminiscent of Frank Zappa, okay? It's trippy, and it is rockin'. It's super good. Maggot Brain. You heard it here.
Like he's rediscovered the wheel. But that's your homework assignment. That's his musical pick of the week. My musical pick of the week, I think, is Keith Smith's song that we already talked about.
Yeah,
so there you go.
I can't argue with that.
But we need to come up with a zippier name than that.
Pick of the week?
Says, right on, brother. Yeah, I think pick of the week is kind of lame. I'll come up with something better.
You will?
I did come up with the show's name. And I did come up with Let's All Go to the Smoothies.
I came up with the show's name.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't. You came up with something like it, and then I said, no, it's got to be called The Worst Talk Show. It was me. Good luck there, honey.
Guys.
That one, I'm owning that. That was me.
We have to go back.
John Ryan says, Maggot Brain is me on Mondays. Fair. Fair.
Dude, the thing that drives me, I cannot believe, okay, is I was born at the end of 1970, a couple days after Christmas.
Nobody
okay?
likes to show off, Dave. He's younger than me by a year.
This album came out when I was like 1 year old.
Mm-hmm.
In my first year of life, the album Maggot Brain came out. It blows my mind.
I think clearly there's subliminal messages that have seeped into Dave's brain while he was sleeping, and now he's going overly over.
Guys, it's kind of right up there with Apostrophe by Frank Zappa. Okay?
He starts talking Frank Zappa, and my eyes glaze over, and I'm on another planet. I can't. I just can't. Michael Maloney, Jon Favreau jamming with P-Funk in the movie PCU.
Oh, with the little dreads? Does he have the little braids?
And
I forgot all about that.
That was also fat Jon Favreau. I can say that because I'm fat, by the way. But Jon Favreau was not a svelte guy in that movie. He was very
he's
chubby.
back to his normal self
and
now.
he had dreads. It was ridiculous. But
Yeah.
yes, the fact that P-Funk was in that movie.
He's thick, baby.
Hey,
he's thick.
Ted, my former fellow employee.
Hey, Ted Capone, how you doing?
I think he's still at iHeart, but I'm not. Anyway, hi, I love you. I'm glad you're here. We wanted to talk food. This is the part of the show where we talk about things that we ate, things that we think you should eat, and things that we cook and bake. And we like to, cross-pollinate on that if you guys have some ideas.
So we won't talk about Maggot Brain anymore.
No, we're moving on to actual food. Kendall's been baking. Now, I told you guys last week that I've been trying to lose weight, and I've actually...
No, you have been losing weight.
Yeah, I think I'm down like 30.
Do or do not, there is no try.
Yeah, I've been trying to lose weight, just sort of changing how I eat and stuff since like mid to late September, and I'm down about 36 pounds. So, not to toot my own horn, but I worked my tail off, literally.
It's shrinking.
So, now that Kendall... I've wanted Kendall to get into baking or cooking because her biological dad is a chef. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I have no interest. I don't care. I'm going to have somebody cook for me. I don't want to learn how to cook. And suddenly she has taken up baking thanks to TikTok, really, because they have all these like crazy recipes on there. So she's been going crazy and making cookies from scratch like there's no tomorrow. And this particular type of cookie it was a chocolate chip cookie with no brown sugar in it. How can you do that? It was
really?
So that it would come out crispy on the outside and chewy on the inside. They were way too sweet. And what does my 16-year-old daughter do? Put kosher salt sprinkled on the top.
You've taught her well.
I really, it's a proud parent moment, I have to tell you.
That's what that taste was. That's why I couldn't eat just one.
Yeah. I didn't have it. I did have a small bite. A very, very small bite just to see what it tasted like. So
I had small bites as well.
We did make more faux beef stroganoff last night.
Like 8 or 10 small bites is what I
I
had.
love making faux beef stroganoff, which is just ground beef and sauteed cabbage, and we cut the cabbage long so it's like noodles, and you can put sour cream on if you want.
No sour cream last night for me, though.
I didn't put anything on there. I did drizzle a little of homemade ranch dressing that Kendall made. Just a teeny tiny bit.
On yours.
Yeah, on mine.
Right.
Yeah.
It didn't need it, guys. It was delicious. It really was.
No. Kosher salt, it's a Hanukkah miracle. Mazel tov.
Hey, speaking of food, weren't we going to ask Sam
yes,
Avola
Sam
about the new pizza joint that he was touting?
Cue Sam Avola. Can we bring Sam Avola on the set, please? Sam Avola on the set. Sam, who is also an incredible cook and a foodie, a fellow foodie.
Man, does he throw like a nice dinner party, doesn't he, though?
He does. Yeah, he does. And we were honored and humbled. Humbly
honored.
He posted a picture of a pizza either last night or this morning, and I saw it, and I was like,
here we go.
I need to talk
Bambolina.
To you. So the pizza looked like it was loaded with mushrooms, and I was so happy because that's totally my jam. And he called it the Leviathan, and I was like, I need to know more. Tell me more. So Bambolina, which is one of the, there are several pizza places in Salem, but this one is a brick oven across the street from Flatbread.
Right.
Where
and like Brothers Tavern is like diagonally.
Yeah, the pizza's a lot better there.
Yeah.
So they've rebranded, and I don't know. It's called Pazuzu Pizza. Pazuzu. Pazuzu Pizza. He has just put the link on.
Yeah, it was Bambolina. Now it's Pazuzu.
Yeah, DM me the link so I can post it tomorrow as well. That'd be great. And the pizza looked incredible.
Bro.
So, thank you for that hot tip.
When we get off of here, I'm thinking pizza might be a good idea.
I cannot have the pizza right now.
It's still a good idea. See what I mean?
Fair.
More for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
And no mushrooms.
So, I haven't been cooking a lot because I've been, just sort of uninspired and whatnot.
Anti-food eaters.
Well, I'm just trying not to eat a lot of fat.
She's been thinking about poisoning us all.
Listen, I gained all the weight during the pandemic. I mean, I was making 2 banana breads like a day for a while there. It was nuts. I found an awesome banana bread. Is that why I was eating 2
banana breads a day?
I went crazy in the pandemic, so I'm just trying to...
I would find the banana bread and I would just eat it.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like this is the point in American history where it's probably a good idea to be able to run away fast. So,
yeah, cardio.
I would like to, and I am. I'm doing 30 minutes on the bike every day, which is great. After doing nothing for like 6 months and being totally sedentary and just shoving banana bread into my face. Jim Pericotti, Pizza, which is PZA, that's another Salem joint. Pazuzu, can't anyone in Salem
Yeah, right,
spell.
Exactly, Pericotti, right?
They're just trying to grab your attention, man.
Listen,
better than Cape Cod Cafe, Casey Riddles wants to know.
I haven't tried it yet, right? We haven't tried it yet.
Cape Cod Cafe?
Cape Cod Cafe, bro. I mean, I'm not going to argue.
Isn't that just bar pizza?
Yeah. Just, wait a minute. Did you just say just bar pizza?
I'm just not a huge fan
How
of
about linguiça, pepper, and onion? Okay? It's like the greatest invention of the Portuguese ever. Linguiça.
Okay, can we talk about pizza for a second? Because I had it every Friday since I was old enough to chew. And
it is from Wayne. They mention it.
It turns out I hate Greek pizza. Anything that's a house of pizza, can't stand it.
It's Greek. You want Tony's Pizzeria.
Yeah.
A pizzeria is Italian style. House of Pizza is
Greek, which I didn't really know until I met you, by the way. Didn't really know that. But I have to say, I can't wait to try those.
Pizzeria Regina, Casey.
The real pizza, the Abits.
Abits.
In is it Connecticut?
New Haven.
In New Haven, Connecticut. Yeah. Eventually, once I get down to a weight that I'm happy with,
and they lift the lockdown. We're
going there. Yeah, we're definitely gonna go get some Abits.
Probably three different kinds.
Pizza, a love story. If you get a chance, rent that documentary. It's
good stuff.
Fabulous. Pepe's is good. I love
Pepe's.
A thin, chewy crust, and I love all different kinds of stuff. I like thinly sliced potato.
What's the other one? There's modern.
With
there's Frank Pepe's, and then there's one other.
There's the big one that they talk about the most. Is it Sal's? No, Sal's we just heard about in Elf. That's why. I can't think of there's like a holy trinity. There's 3 of them. I'm sure somebody will bring it up. I used to love Santarpio's. It's
It is Sally's.
Sally's. Okay, Sally's Abits. Thank you, Vicky. And I know I've already said happy birthday.
I'm not a big
10
fan
times,
of Santarpio's.
Happy belated birthday.
Having worked a lot in East Boston, I went to high school in East Boston. Okay, I spent a lot of time in East Boston, and Santarpio's just.
I think the legend was a little bit bigger than the actual. I mean, at the time,
I like Regina better. I'm a Regina
pizza.
Guy. I like Regina better.
What I don't like about Santarpio's is that you can't really get anything else.
That's it.
You can get tips.
Guys, you get tips, but there's no sides.
Yeah, it's just.
So you get the peppers, and that's it. And if you ask for anything, they want to punch you.
Yeah, that's true.
Now listen, that might have worked with at what was the name of that place where
Medieval
they were
Manor?
Nope. They were rude to you on purpose. It was a place in Boston.
That's not Medieval Manor?
No.
Where you ate with your hands?
Somebody tell me what it is.
The one that just closed recently. Within the last 10 years it closed.
Yeah, within the last 10 years.
Yeah. Since I've moved back.
Durgan Park.
Durgan Park.
Where you get there and they're rude to you because it's part of their shtick.
And of course, it's not really a shtick in Boston.
Right.
Let's be
so
honest.
Santapio's, it's kind of like not a shtick. You know what I mean? So like, I'm like, I'll go get a pizza at Regina, right?
And that.
And I might, if I'm being honest. Are we honest on the show? Do we try to be honest?
We're always honest.
I might have eaten a cold piece of leftover Regina pizza today at my brother Tom's house. Sausage and ragout.
So you carb loaded without me.
I didn't carb load. One slice of pizza doesn't count as loading, guys.
All right, so
help me out here, guys.
We had an interesting chat on Twitter today, featuring, I believe she's a comedian and an actor and a writer, and I think she works with Team Coco. So I would assume she's originally from here.
She's been on.
She tweeted, "Tell me you're from Boston." But
without
saying you're from Boston. So, lots of people were doing like, GFY or, talking about Jimmy's versus Sprinkles, those kind of things. And so I said, I'm thirsty. Where's the bubbler? So that started down a huge path. And she responded in kind with something just as funny, if not funnier. And then I said, great. She said the bubble is in the back of Shaw's over near the carriages because everybody carriages.
So
is
Angie says, thing. Can I remember what you said.
Okay.
You were like, oh, good. Here, hold my pocketbook.
Now, if you've never lived outside of Massachusetts, you may not know that certain phrases are absolutely just from New England, and pocketbook is like the number one, really. Nobody else calls it a pocketbook. They all call it a purse. And I found this out the hard way when I was volunteering at Kendall's preschool.
Is this a long story?
No, we have time. When we were living in Redondo Beach, I showed up to volunteer, as one does when one has a child in preschool.
Show off.
And I walk in and they introduced me and I said, oh, great, where can I put my pocketbook? And from the entire other side of the school, some woman who had her back to me whipped around so fast I thought her head was going to come right off. And she goes, where are you from? And I was like, what? And she's like, you just called it a pocketbook. And I was like, yeah. I'm from Boston. And she was like, nobody says that because I knew it.
Pocketbook. Yeah. I never said pocket book. It was always pocketbook.
And then
just like Jim Pericotti just said.
Right. And then we get into the whole conversation of people say they're from Boston and they're from Concord, New Hampshire. People say they're from so.
Hey, how about, hey Ma, can I have a sawbuck out of your pocketbook? I gotta go buy a tonic. That's a pretty good one.
Did you ever say a sawbuck?
Yeah, a sawbuck.
Really?
Yeah. That's $10.
I never said that. But I do have to defend people that do say they're from Boston. If they're anywhere else in the country or the world, it's just easier to say Boston. And then most people will say, oh, where? And then you'll say the actual town that you grew up in.
Yeah, which is nowhere near Boston, half the people.
But for me, if I was out in LA or...
Linder Twist Josh is on!
Hey,
my other favorite Linder!
So I would say Boston because I'm really from Salem. That's a whole other discussion I don't always want to get into.
Hey,
so.
I say Boston because I'm from Boston.
You're actually from Boston. So there you are, showing off again.
Hey, listen, if you didn't get bussed in school, are you really from Boston?
Oh, wow. All right, that's going to do it for us. We are closing up shop right now. Casey Riddles, you just posted a link, and I don't know what it's for, but we will check it out. Oh, whoops. Guess that wasn't for us.
Oh, well.
Is that something naughty? Perhaps we shouldn't be looking at?
It says mobile library. I'm not looking at it. So, guys, next week...
We want you to listen to Maggot Brain, apparently.
Listen to Maggot Brain, guys.
And get back to us.
Okay. Also, how many more shows do we have before our hiatus?
A couple. We're just going to take the week of Christmas and the week of New Year's Eve off.
Listen, I'm hatching a plan.
Also, before you guys leave, remember, we love you.
Feel free.
And that would be great as well if you want to, do stuff. If you have the means, obviously. If
Listen,
not,
it's to keep Grogu and frogs It ain't easy, guys.
This is true.
He eats live frogs. I mean, we got to buy them by like the bushel.
We really want to make a smoothie for next week, but I'm not sure what we're excited about to watch. So if you guys have any suggestions for Let's All Go to the Smoothies, about something that's upcoming that we would be excited to watch and make a signature drink, let us know.
Also, I'm hatching a plan, maybe a little competition here in house. Angie was talking about baking. I'm thinking maybe a gingerbread house off. Like we'd have like who makes the best gingerbread house.
No.
Why?
Because that involves frosting, and that is my kryptonite.
I thought it was just architecturally you were intimidated because you know I'm going to come correct.
Well, because you're a carpenter? Sure.
I was thinking a little Frank Lloyd Wright Falling Water gingerbread house.
Say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie!
We love you. We'll see you next week.
Be safe, guys.